This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, once again, very good morning and thanks been joining. That's what we are discussing. Okay, so you will also get everything, sir, like clusters, always on, patches, troubleshooting. Okay, best practices when you are applying the patches. In case you got stuck somewhere while you are applying the patches, what is the simple shortcut? Okay, everything you will get the practical, and we will provide all the materials and everything, sir. You no need to worry at all. So we are not discussing anything theoretical. Everything will go for practical. So in front of you only we configure cluster, right? So definitely in your batch also we'll configure the clusters, we'll configure always on. Okay, so next we are trying to configure always on, so everything is ready. So two SQL instances are ready, databases are ready. Okay, we are good to configure always on. Okay, once we complete always on, then we'll also discuss about the load balancers. Okay, what is fault domain, what is update domain, what is availability set, what is scale load balancer, why we are creating the load balancer, when you will create the load balancers. Okay, most of the people who are already having experience, they are looking for this always on part. So all the always on part we are going to cover, along with the troubleshooting, best practices, their fixing, live fixing. Okay, monitoring, and along with the scripts also you will get it, sir. So we we are already maintaining everything in the GitHub repository. You can get all the scripts in the GitHub repository. Okay, so patches also we are going to discuss over the cloud. Over the cloud. Today just now I updated the patch, latest patch. Okay, for you people also you will get the latest patches, how to apply the patches, how to apply the security patch. Okay, what are the best practices, everything will get, along with DB refreshment activity. Okay, and security also we will discuss a lot, sir. TDE, always on encryption, over the cloud, Azure Key Vault. So how to use the Azure Key Vault, what is the main purpose of Azure Key Vault, how it is helping us, everything we'll see in the cloud as well. Okay, so yesterday we that is what our planning for next almost 60 days. Once we complete everything, then we'll go for PostgreSQL. Okay, how to install the PostgreSQL. We will compare with the SQL Server and PostgreSQL so that you can understand uh, quicker. Okay, my main intention is if we compare, you can understand easily. Otherwise, it's very difficult to, because it's again new technology for us, right? Okay, so we will compare. We'll see in SQL how we will call it as, in PostgreSQL how we will call it as. What is the difference between these two features? Okay, like that we will plan and we will try to compare. Okay, hope everyone good. So now you got what we are going to discuss. DB refreshment, migrations, upgradations, replication troubleshooting. Okay, always on troubleshooting, cluster troubleshooting, along with advanced performance tuning we'll discuss. All advanced performance tuning like CPU, memory, IO, 18456 error. So for example, while you are connecting, okay, the target principal name is incorrect and cannot generate SSP context error. So when you will get it, okay, so how to verify, how to troubleshoot, okay, everything we'll discuss, and we will share the best material, and we'll also share the best material. You can keep that material handy in case in future you will see, you can easily troubleshoot. Okay, so IO, query tuning, indexes, all the SQL related stuff, everything we will discuss along with, and one more request for everyone. Okay, you should go and watch our L1 sessions along with this live sessions. All our live sessions are, but almost 5 sessions are upload. We next week onwards, we after always on, we are planning for 10 more sessions. So these 10 sessions are very important. Okay, out of that 10, how to deploy SSIS. Okay, what kind of work we'll do in SSIS, SSRS, Power BI, how to access the SSRS, how to access the Power BI, how to migrate the Power BI databases, and what is SSIS, how to deploy the cubes. That part also we are going to cover. So in case if you are interested, okay, I will include your batch as well while I'm taking sessions, live sessions to the batch 39. Okay, you can also be part of that session. If you're not understanding, okay, you can go and refer again. That sessions will be uploaded in the public only. Anytime you can go and watch it. Okay, apart from this, you will also get AWS RDS. Okay, nowadays we are also getting, so for example, you are working for UK projects, especially. Okay, most of the UK projects, okay, Australia, we will get, most of the time we will get the AWS. Okay, AWS. So we are planning the same. We will plan how to deploy AWS RDS service. Okay, how to grant the permission, how to take the backups, how to restore it, and also how to migrate. Okay, how to migrate on premises to the ADS service, RDS service, sorry, RDS service, because you may also get PostgreSQL in AWS. Okay, so that will help you a lot. How AWS platform looks like we are completely discussing Azure, but I will try to compare, okay, with AWS as well. Okay, side by side, so that uh, at least you know that, okay, I know the AWS platform. In the resume also, I know the AWS platform. Not get that much opportunity to work completely with AWS, but more on Azure, less opportunity on AWS. Make a sense? Okay, now sir, let me stop here. Let me start our pending concepts. Okay, so yesterday we completed the installation part. Okay, so yesterday we completed the installation part. So once you complete the installation, sir, okay, some of the things you need to make sure that you need to remember. Okay, once you complete the installation, go and verify. Just, it's not a mandatory, but double check once. You will see one folder called, okay, Microsoft SQL Server in the program files, where you will see all the SQL related binary files, where you will see all the SQL related binary files like backup, binaries, data, okay, install jobs. You will see all the SQL related binary files. Lots of binary files are available in the C folder. Yesterday I told you one best practice. Data files need to go for separate drive. Log files need to go for separate drive. TempDB need to go for separate drive. Backups you can keep in the log file or you can keep in the separate disk, sir. Okay, one second. Okay, so yeah, I'm back. Okay, so all the binary files will be available in the C folder and rest will be available in the respective folders. That is one thing. So I am not discussing depth troubleshooting now. So if someone is asking, so for example, if someone is asking, unfortunately your installation got failed, suddenly something happened and your installation got failed. Okay, if someone is asking your installation got failed, so first, forget about troubleshooting. We are not discussing troubleshooting right away. All the troubleshooting we'll discuss at the ending, sir. Okay. So first, where you will collect the logs in case your SQL installation got failed. Where you, how many ways you can collect the logs, or how many ways you can see the logs. So where you can find that failed information logs. That is very important, right? Yes, everyone.
Yes,
Yes, right.
sir.
That is very important. So where you can see the logs. Anyone, sir, who already working? So suddenly your installation got failed. So okay, summary.txt. Good, sir. So go to the program files, binary files, sir. Go to the my program files. MS SQL, Microsoft SQL Server. Okay, so go to the compatibility. Sorry. Okay, go to the compatible. We'll discuss what is compatibility in a while. Go to the setup bootstrap. Under setup bootstrap, okay, go to the logs. Under the logs, you will see the summary.txt. So while you are explaining to the interviewer, don't explain that C program files, Microsoft SQL Server, compatibility, setup bootstrap. If someone is asking, uh, while you are installing the SQL Server, unfortunately your installation got failed, where you will look into means your answer should be setup bootstrap summary.txt. You need to tell that keywords are setup bootstrap. Okay, make a note, everyone. That is very important. Just as experienced people, we should not just simply say that okay, summary.txt. We should highlight one more keyword called setup bootstrap. Under setup bootstrap, there is a file called summary.txt. Here, it will write complete information about why your SQL installation got failed. It will write all the reasons. It will write all the information in the summary.txt. Okay, so you need to read, sir. There is no other option. You need to read everything here. Okay, and one more. Okay, this is the most of the people know, sir. Sometimes, sometimes it won't write much information in the summary.txt. It won't write much information in summary.txt. Then next, where you will look into any idea? So in the same
Sorry,
folder, yes, you are saying something.
event viewer, sir.
No, sir. It's a SQL
Okay.
installation fail, right? So in the same log folder, there are, see, sir, are you able to see multiple log folders are available? Okay, go and check what is the recent log folder which is created. Okay, which is created, and go to that folder. Okay, there will be one file called detail.txt. I can also get the information from detail.txt. This you need to read from the bottom to top. So whenever you are trying to read the logs or detail.txt or summary.txt, okay, you need to read from the bottom, sir. Like you need to search like failed, okay, denied, denied, okay. So access, kind of such keyword like missing, missing. Okay, so it's very difficult to read, sir, and there is no other option, no option, sir. You definitely should to read this logs only. Okay, so first is summary.txt. Second location in the same log folder, there will be couple of multiple log folders will be created. Under the log folder, there is one file called detail.txt. You need to refer detail.txt as well. You need to refer detail.txt as well. Okay, okay, it's fine. Any other, sir? Even you can see summary file is available here as well. Okay, SQL Server error log is also available here. And no need to directly open this uh, summary.txt, sir. Under this folder also you could see the, okay, you could see the detail.txt, summary.txt, and SQL error log txt. Three are available at one shot, correct? Yes or no? Being this server is part of cluster, you will see the cluster document as well. See, you will see the cluster log as well. Being this server is part of cluster, sir. This node is part of cluster. Okay, the people who are listening first time, don't get confused. Okay, we'll see all this in the, okay, next sessions. So these two VMs are part of cluster. Okay, so that's the reason you are seeing the cluster log as well. So cluster log, summary.txt, SQL error log, detail.txt at one folder, at one folder. Under setup bootstrap, under the log, go to the recent log folder. You will get everything at one shot. Okay, this is the second locations. Is there any other location where you can see?
Sir, what is the main reason for installing fail? I mean, which cases we face this kind of issues?
Oh, you mean to say SQL failure?
Yes, sir, installation fail.
Okay, first let's discuss where you can find the log, sir. Okay, then I can come with you. I told you, right? We will take a separate session.
Okay.
Troubleshooting will take, because this is the uh, day starting session, sir. Definitely will forget. Correct. So that's the reason all the troubleshooting we are discussing at ending, so that you will get all the best practices, whatever the mistakes we are doing, all that makes so harm, sir. And I will give you tricky troubleshooting whatever I faced with a live example. Okay, and I will share that whatever the documents we referred to fix that issue. Maybe so, for example, a glitch of ideas are for you. Okay, so maybe antivirus is blocking your setup file. Correct? Antivirus is blocking your setup file. One. For example, your Windows is running with 64-bit operating system. Unfortunately, you are installing 32-bit SQL Server. Maybe. Okay, and by mistakenly operating system, okay, some files are missing. Due to that, our installation is getting failed. Third, maybe storage is blocking you. NAS storage. Okay, so I personally face this issue, sir, when we are working. Okay, so one of the customer, they attach the NAS storage to the server when we are installing. Okay, so for example, uh, I'm having two disks. So one is the local disk. Assume this is the NAS storage disk. If I'm installing SQL in this disk, my SQL installation is getting failed. If I'm installing SQL on C drive, it is successing. A live, sir. We faced. So due to storage, miscellaneous IOs, due to miscellaneous IOs, the SQL installation will get missing files. The SQL installation get failed. Antivirus may block your installation. Unfortunately, you are installing a 32-bit operating system. It is getting failed, and you not properly installed .NET Framework 3.5. Due to that, your installation is getting failed. And one more thing, sir, this server is a domain controller server. This server is a domain controller server, and if you are installing SQL on domain controller server, your installation will get failed. I am not sure what is your infrastructure, right? We are not sure what is your infrastructure where you are working. Any reason may cause your SQL installation will get failed, sir. Hope you are getting. So if you tell same reasons to the interviewer why your SQL installation will, I am not saying that whether you really face this issue. No, I am the interviewer. I need to get some inputs from you. That's it from me, from my side. Hope you are getting, Ali.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Thank you.
So at least, sir, you should open your mouth by saying something, not a stupid thing, sir. Uh, Justification things. Okay. Antivirus is blocking my setup file. Unfortunately, your application team is installing 32-bit SQL Server on 64-bit operating system. Okay. Due to random reboots. Sometimes what Windows team will do, sir, this server will build by Windows team. We are not sure how this server build by Windows team, right? What is our task? We got the server. We will copy the setup file. We'll try to install the SQL. When we are installing the SQL only, we come to know, okay, if everything goes smooth, oh my God, I am so lucky. If something goes wrong only, then. But every time you think that whenever you get the issue, you will learn very quickly, sir. If everything goes very smooth, you can't learn. Make a note, you need to face the issues. Okay? One thing. So any one of the reason may cause your installation will fail, sir. Hope you got it.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah, good, sir. Okay, so I told one is the setup bootstrap. Under setup bootstrap, there is a summary.txt, or you can go to the log folder. Under the log folder, there is a detail.txt. Okay, is there any other location? Is there any other location? Okay, one more location, sir. If you go to the temp folder, temp, if you go to the temp folder, okay, temp folder, you will see the SQL setup file log. Okay, because today I installed patches, sir. Actually, just now before your session start, I installed the patch because I wanted to build the load balancers, all stuff. Next session for next batch, I need to build all that stuff. So I'm just configuring. So I just applied the patch, latest patch. So when you are installing SQL Server and your installation got failed, when you are installing SQL Server Management Studio and that installation got failed, when you are applying the patch and that installation got failed, definitely it will write in the temp folder one log. This also you need to make a note down, sir. Okay, not okay. Okay. And one more point yesterday I missed, sir, unfortunately. So whenever you are installing the SQL Server new installation, okay, so please take the backup of registry, sir. Okay. My request, when you are installing new SQL installation, when you are installing new SQL installation, please take the backup of registry for safe side. Just go to the go to the computer, right click on computer, click on export and save it somewhere, sir. In the within the server, save it somewhere. Reg edit, save it somewhere. This is the one of the best practice, because sometimes when while installing the SQL server, you will definitely face the your installation unfortunately got failed. Again, you need to decide, you decided to uninstall the SQL, again reinstall the SQL. When you are uninstalling, your uninstallation is also getting failed due to lack of dependency in the registries, sorry, not register, registries. That time you will face a lot of challenges. Okay, so for safe side, before you start the installation, just take the registry backup for safety don't touch the registry, sir. Until unless you become strong in registry, you should not touch the registries. You should not touch the registries. So please be careful. You should make sure that you need to take the backup of registry and start the performing the migration, sir. And start performing the migration. One sec, sir. Okay, clear, sir, everyone? So before you start the installation, export the registries for safe side. Okay, that is a one best practice. Yesterday I missed that point. Okay, just I'm adding. Take the registry backers as well, safe side, before you start the installations or SQL installation. Clear? Questions? So three different locations where we can find, okay, any installation fail related SQL installation fail related issues. One is the summary.txt, detail.txt, and one more location is under the temp also it will write the log information. It will write the log information. Okay, clear? Not clear? Everyone?
Yes, sir. Sir, yes.
Sir,
Yesterday
sir,
we
under the
installed.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah, please continue.
sir, under the temp folder, we need to search SSMS folder, right? Sir?
Yeah, SSMS installation also you will get it, sir. When you are installing SSMS, that is the next time showing how to download, how to install. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Sir, yesterday we installing using manually. So how to install using command?
Oh, command prompt. We'll see, sir, that part. Okay. Let's first everyone install SQL Server. Once they are so comfortable, I will take you how to install the SQL Server in command prompt. Make a sense?
Okay, okay,
So without you install the SQL Server, if I'm just simply taking the command prompt as well, I think that is no use. Okay, first everyone let's install the SQL Server. I will take next week, most probably next week, I will show you how to install from the command prompt.
okay.
What happened? Why it's little bit slow? Server is little bit slow. Okay, let me show here. SQL Server Management, sorry, Management Studio. So earlier, sir, means before SQL Server 2016. Okay, before SQL Server 2016, SSMS is a part of regular installation. So means whenever you are installing the SQL Server, you will get the SSMS within your installation. But from SQL Server 2016, Microsoft completely separated SSMS from the regular installation. Separated from the regular installation. So once you complete your SQL installation, the next step is you need to download SSMS, you need to install SSMS. So for that, go to the Google, search for SQL Server Management Studio, find the latest, find the latest SSMS, and you can download. And you just click on here, it will download. Click on next, next, next. That's it, sir. Apart from nothing else, you will do. Just you need to once you download, this is how your setup file looks like. If you go to the downloads, SSMS. Where is SSMS? Okay, no SSMS. Let me verify in my file that will be available. Come on, binaries. Okay, this is how your SSMS looks like. Just you need to double click and click on next, click on install. That's it, sir. Apart from nothing else. Just open that one. Okay, open this one, and I will share this SSMS to you, sir, via Google Drive. You need to install this SSMS. Old SSMS means before SQL Server 2016 SSMS, because when we are configuring mirroring, okay, while you are configuring mirroring with the latest SSMS, your mirroring configuration will fails. You can't configure, sir. Okay, for that you need to install old SSMS. So I will share this one link how to download old SSMS. You can download those old SSMS when we are discussing mirroring sessions, sir. Okay, to configure only configurations, sir. Rest everything you can do with the latest. Just download, double click, click on install, it will open. Okay, got it? So once you complete your SQL installation, you need to also complete the SSMS installation. And once you complete the SSMS installation, you need to apply the latest patch. So how to apply the patch, where we can download the patch, everything we'll discuss in the advanced level with on top of always on top of clusters. Okay, patches I will explain directly in the on top of always on top of clusters. So then you will so confident, sir, how to apply the patches in clusters, how to apply the patches in always on. With the live demos we'll go and discuss. Make a sense, everyone?
Yes.
So once you
So
come,
cluster,
yeah, sorry.
so cluster logs also available in same kind of summary and detail only. That's what we
No,
have
sir.
seen, right?
No,
Cluster
we
logs.
should not use. Yes, it will be available, but in C drive in Windows, there is a folder called cluster. Okay, under this folder there is a called report. Under the report there will be cluster log will be
Okay.
available. But
Okay.
this is from the beginning. Whenever I created the cluster, that time log it collect. But I don't want this log, sir. We need to collect the fresh logs. So how to collect the fresh logs? Okay, whenever you open the cluster log, we will go mad, especially.
Yeah. Yeah.
So how to simplify this one? Okay, so there is one PowerShell script, sir. Using that PowerShell script, you can simplify this cluster log. and how to search everything we'll discuss. No worries on that part. Yep. How to generate the fresh cluster log and how to read the cluster log. We will see in the cluster
What
sessions.
sure, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. Questions. Okay. So that's it about SQL installation, sir. Once you complete the installation, okay, make sure that you need to install SSMS, make sure that you need to install latest patch, and you need to reboot the server. Please be careful. You need to reboot the server. Means click here, reboot the server. Once come server back, just verify all the SQL services are running and inform to your application team. Inform to your application team. We have successfully built the new server. Go and check once. Go and check once. Now, sir, let's see one concept, one by one concept. When you install SQL Server, okay, when you install SQL Server, we will see lot of services related to the SQL. Okay, one of the most is SQL services, sir. SQL services. Entire your database engine, entire your database engine is working with the SQL services. Entire your database engine is working with the SQL services. If you stop this service, entire your SQL will down. If you just stop this service, entire SQL will down, sir. If you open configuration manager, SQL Server configuration manager, if you stop this SQL services, entire your database engine will be down because purely your database engine is running with this service SQL service. So entire your database engine is depend on SQL service. So unfortunately, if you're not able to connect, so for example, let me stop it, sir. Let me stop it. So if you stop the SQL services, okay, if you stop the SQL services, currently SQL is down, sir. Okay, now if you wanted to access the SQL, if you wanted to access the SQL, now you can't because SQL engine is down. SQL entire SQL engine is down, sir. If SQL services is down, your SQL engine is down. So in real world, whenever you see that you are unable to connect to the SQL, first on your mind you should get is whether my SQL is services are running or not. If you're not able to connect to the SQL, on your mind first you need to get it whether my SQL is services are running or not. Okay, this is the common error you will get it. The network related or network specified error occurred while establishing the connection. So whenever you see this error on your mind, the first you should get is whether my SQL services are running or not. Oh my God, my SQL is down. Whenever your SQL down, your database engine will down. So SQL engine, if you wanted to healthy, make sure that your SQL service is also running. If SQL service is down, your engine will goes down. Clear? So this is the first service you should remember, sir. Okay, entire your database engine is depend on this SQL services. If SQL service is down, your entire database engine goes down. Database engine goes down. And one more point, sir. Okay, now you can connect. Now there is one more service called SQL Server Agent Service. Nothing but automation, sir. Nothing but automation. So entire this automation service will be depend on this SQL Server Agent. SQL Server Agent means when you are installing SQL Server, so when you are installing SQL Server, we will select the DB engine, right? SQL Server 2017 installation step by step. Any installation, sir. Not only SQL Server 17, any installation. We will select one service called database engine. Yeah, database engine. So when you select the database engine, by default you will get the two service. One is the SQL Server service, one is SQL Agent service. Agent is nothing for automation purpose, sir. You can do automation means you can create the jobs, alerts, operators, proxy accounts. All that stuff will be maintained by SQL Server agent, and rest everything will be maintained by your SQL Server service. Clear? So if you stop this SQL Server agent, your automation will be down, but you can connect to the SQL. You can connect to the SQL. You can do whatever the stuff you can, but only your automation will be down. When what will happen if SQL Server agent goes down? Nothing will happen to SQL. Your DB engine can run. Only automation will fail. Only automation will fail. See, sir, if I stop the service, if I just stop the service, nothing will happen to my SQL. See, I'm disconnecting. Again, I'm connecting. Anything happen? Nothing will happen. Only your automation will completely fail. Got it, everyone? Your automation will completely fail. This is the one thing you should remember. And one more is, okay, so SQL Server service, SQL Agent service, by default you will get it when you are installing database engine feature. Whenever you are installing, these are the two services you will get it. Apart from this, there are three more service. I told you that we will discuss it later, like SS, come on, SSIS, SSAS, SSRS. Integration service, analysis service, reporting services. These three are belong to MSBI technology, Microsoft Business Intelligence Technology. Okay, these three services are belong to MSBA technology. Okay, and reporting services will belong to the, okay, virtualization. Okay, data representing, sir, reporting. This is for reporting, sir, especially for reporting. So when we are discussing integration service, analysis service, reporting service, again I will come back with this three service. So analysis service is nothing but analyzing the data with the help of cubes. With help of cubes, sir, they will create the cubes. Okay, they will create the cubes to improve the performance, because analyzing, sir, data analyzing. So for example, you decided to make one business this year, and you almost purchased the products of 10 to 15 lakhs, and you started the business, and unfortunately you lost some amount, not whole amount, you lost some amount. Next year again you are planning, you will start analyzing, right? What is the mistake I done last year? Okay, how much I purchased, how much I sold? Okay, what is the profit, what is the loss, where I lost? Okay, you will prepare some analysis, right? Like same, with help of this analysis tool you can analyze. So what they will do, they will create the cubes. They will create the cubes to analyze the data. And integration service is nothing but data warehouse, sir. Data warehouse, like Informatica, okay, SSIS, Cognos, Data Stage, Azure Data Factory, okay, Azure Synonyms, Azure Synonyms. All these are belong to the data warehouse, a Godon, uh, uh, billions of data, okay, petabytes of data, gigabytes of data, terabytes of data, petabytes of data in the data warehouse. Okay, Informatica is SSIS is nothing but Informatica tool, sir. In on-premises, you will call it as a SSIS, but when you go to the cloud, you should call it as a Azure Data Factory. You should call it as a Azure Data Factory, and you should call it as Azure Synonyms. All these concepts you will get it in the cloud. Cloud. Okay, no worries. Again, I'm going to take a separate session. You will get it all this concept in detail. As a database administrator, what is our responsibility? We will discuss, sir. Along with, finally, there is a concept called reporting tool. There is a concept called reporting tool. Under the reporting tool, what we will search? So, for example, you are generating the credit card statement, you are generating the banking statement. Okay, so you will get the company logo, signature, okay, address, everything you will get it, right? Like if you wanted to generate your reports, okay, in most virtualization format you can use with the help of SSRS. SSRS is the old tool, sir, old tool, but now we are using the Power BI, Power BI tool, Power BI tool. Now we are using Power BI tool to perform the reports nowadays mostly. So these are the three services you will get it when you select and when you install it. When you select and when you install it, you will get these services. Apart from nothing, sir. Now, sir, when you are installing full text service, so when you are installing SQL Server, sorry, okay, so there is a service called full text service. Okay, when you select this full text service, you will get one service called full text service. Full text service. So, specially, sir, full text service is also like a index, but not our traditional index. Not our traditional index. So, for example, you open one block, you open one block, and you are having one search box here, and you are searching one keyword, when you are searching with one keyword to improve such kind of search windows. Okay, we will create the full text search catalogs. We will create the full text index catalogs. We will create. Okay, mostly application team will come to you and they will ask you, we want full text index catalog to installation, then only we will install, sir, otherwise we know we won't install. Okay, we won't install all that stuff. But what exactly it is doing means, so for example, you open the any website and you are having one search bar, and then on that search bar there are a lot of keywords are available, and you wanted to improve such kind of keywords. Okay, we will create the full text search catalogs. Hope you're again, sir, we will get all these concepts in depth. No worries, I'm just explaining what kind of services you will get it when you install the SQL services. Okay, so this is about the full text, SQL Server, SQL Agent, analysis service, integration service, reporting services. When you go for SQL VSS Writer, this is one of the most important service, or most of the people will ignore, but this is one of the most important service. Okay, VSS Writer, especially if you are using third-party tools. So, for example, I'm using third-party tool called Commvault Symphona, Veritas Net Backup, Redgate, or SCOM, and I wanted to monitor the SQL Server. I wanted to authenticate the SQL Server to take the backups. So that time, this VSS Writer will take the responsibility. So if you wanted to make interact from the third-party tool to the SQL Server, to take the backups, to monitor, to take the backups, all kind of stuff, that will happen via VSS Writer. Via VSS Writer. In case you face any issue uh, from the third party tool, you are unable to connect, you are unable to perform, so you need to verify whether your VSS Writer is working or not. But make a note down, sir, your VSS Writer will run with the local account. Local account, you no need any service account, sir, it will run with the local account. So how VSS Writer will work, help you, sir, whenever you are using any third party tools to make interact with the SQL Server in the backend. In the backend again, sir, in the backend, VSS Writer is helping you to authenticate. Hope you are getting, everyone. Yes, no.
Yes, sir.
And last but not least, one trickiest service is SQL browser service, sir. SQL browser service. Okay, basically, most of the people will confuse about this service. Basically, this is the simple service which will help you. Okay, which will help you when you are having multiple instances in the same server. Again, but what Microsoft is telling, please stop the browser service. You should not enable as part of SQL hardening. As part of SQL hardening, you should not start the browser service. You should stop the browser service. But what is the main agenda of browser service, sir? Browser service will help you when you are having multiple instance for the connectivity. For the connectivity. What do you mean by this, Subbu? Basically, sir, basically, 1 second I will show you, sir, so that you can understand easily. Uh, 1 second, sir. Let me open this document. Where is OneNote? So the first time who are listening definitely will have a lot of confuse here. Okay, no worries. Again, I will recap all these concepts in our day-to-day sessions. Okay, so this is how your connection string looks like, sir. This is how in real world they will pass the SQL connection string. They will pass the SQL connection string, sir. Okay, server name, port number, database name, integrity checks, okay, securities, along with the read only. This is for always answer, multi subnet, all this stuff. Okay, so here very important is these two, sir. Basically, when you go for SQL browser, okay, whenever application team is passing the connection string, they need to pass the instance name or IP address along with the port number. This is very, very important. Port number. So what will happen browser service means if you enable the browser service, if you're not passing the port number, it will make the connectivity. But as per best practice, application team need to pass the port number, sir, because that is for safety purpose. Correct? If you're not passing port number and if you are able to authenticate the SQL server, hackers can easily hack, right? Yes or no? Yes, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, right, sir. If
Ye-
you're if if,
yes,
if
sir.
you're not
Yes.
passing the port number, easily if you are connecting, then easily a hacker can hack. So to avoid that one, okay, so let's stop the browser service. You should not enable the browser service, sir. Browser service is just helping the connectivity when you are having multiple instance, because even you are not passing the port number, browser service will check the instance and it will make the connectivity behalf of you. So we should not run the browser service as per the SQL hardening. As part of SQL hardening, we should not encourage to run the browser service. So we should encourage to application team, hey, pass the port number, SQL server port number, while you are passing the connection string. When you are passing the connection string, and what is the default, so even for browser service, there is a UDP port. So technically, we should call it as a UDP port for browser service. That is nothing but 1434. So your browser service internally, your browser service is listening with the port call 1434. That you should call it as a UDP port number. That you should call it as a UDP port number. Very rare case they will ask you, sir, but try to remember what is the browser port number 1434. What is the SQL port number 1433. Don't get confused. Browser port is 1434. SQL port is 1433. 1433. So you should not enable the browser service if someone is asking. Simple answer, sir. Browser service will help you the connectivity when you are having one or more instance in one server. In one server, multiple instance in one server. Okay. How means in application stream, if users are not passing any port number, it will make the connectivity with the help of browser service. Hope you got it. And this is how the connection string will make, sir. And this is how the connection string. For example, if it is SSRS, here they will pass the connection strings. Okay, so we'll discuss this later in depth. Okay, what is the connection string? What kind of challenges you will face? How to see the connection string? We'll see it later, sir. Clear? What browser service? What is the port number of browser service, sir? 1434. Questions? No questions? If no questions, sir. Okay. So one thing I just wanted to explain you. Okay, yesterday when you are installing SQL Server, sir, while you are installing SQL Server, there are two things. One is the instance feature, one is the shared features. So instance feature means every time when you are installing SQL Server, you need to install instance feature. But shared feature means only one time at the server. Again, I am repeating, instance features are nothing but only one time on one server. You no need to install multiple times, sir. Shared features. Okay. When you go for shared features, one time installation. You need to go for you. For example, yesterday I installed SQL Server in this VM. Okay, again I'm installing one more VM, one more time. Again I'm installing one more time. Again I'm installing one more time. Again I'm installing one more time. Like that, you can install 50 times. That's what I tell you, right? So when you are installing multiple times, every time you need to install the instance feature, not shared feature, only one time. So that can be any version. Again, I'm repeating, that can be any version, only one time shared features. That is also very important. You may ask one question, Subbu sir, now I am installing SQL Server 2016. I installed shared features. Okay, after 1 or 2 days, again I am installing 2017 on the same server. Will I need to install the shared feature or for 2017? No, sir. Shared features for all the versions. Shared features for all the versions at one time. Hope you got it, everyone. Are you there?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, shared
Yes, sir.
features for one time, sir. No need to install multiple times. It's one time. So what exactly those shared features are? Nothing but connectivity, sir, basically. Apart from nothing else they are doing. Okay, so data quality clients, client tool connectivity, client tool backend compatibility, client tool SDK. Okay, SQL client connectivity SDK. These are all the connectivities. So if you are trying to make the connectivity, and if you are using any software development kits, okay, in that scenario, all these services will help you. Backward compatibilities, all this. See, client tool connectivity includes the component for communication between the client and server, including the network libraries for DB libraries, OLDB, OLAP, ODBC. Okay, ADODB, nothing but .NET related stuff, ODBC connections. Okay, DB libraries, all this kind of connectivity related information will be held by the client tool connectivity. Client tool connectivity. So backend compatibilities, backward compatibilities. Okay, backward compatibilities. Okay, simply these are the tools which will help you to drive your SQL connectivities very smoother. So will I need to install? Yes, I definitely tell you should install all these shared features. It won't make any harm. It is helping you in the backend by doing lot of stuff, sir. Lot of stuff. Okay. So whenever you install VLC, Visual Studio, whenever you are installing data tools for SSIS team, for SSIS team, okay, and whenever you wanted to make the connectivity between SQL to Oracle, Oracle to SQL, backend these tools are working lots, sir. Backend these tools are working, sir. C SQL native client tools. Again, it's very difficult to remember all these terminologies. Going forward, you will see one by one practical, right? Then you will get all idea. So all these shared features will help you lot while you are making the connectivities. Hope you are getting. Yes, no.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this is about the services, and this is about the component features, and where you can see the logs, how many ways you can see the logs. And one more thing, sir, when you install the SQL Server, by default you will get the SQL Server Configuration Manager. SQL Server Configuration Manager. But when you are opening Configuration Manager, sometimes you will face WMI error, sir. Okay, unfortunately, I forget where I placed that error message. I will ping you that error message. Sorry, I will ping you that command to fix the WM error, specially. Okay, so whenever you are opening the configuration manager, unfortunately, sometimes your configuration manager will fail with the common error WM error, WMI error. Windows Management Installer error. In that scenario, there is a command, sir, how to fix the WM error. I will show you, sir. Somewhere I placed it, unfortunately, I'm not recalling. Okay, I will ping you that command to your WhatsApp group. You can keep it handy. Okay. Okay, this is your configuration manager where you can see only your SQL related services, sir. How many instance? Every instance you can see here, and this mode, status, log information, process ID, and the service type. What is that service type? And here one more very important is network. Network. Under network, there are two things, sir. SQL Server network configuration, native network. Native is nothing but connectivity, sir. Okay. So under network, again you will see three protocols which we already discussed. Okay. Theoretical part. Here very important is TCP IP, where you can see the port number of SQL Server. And if you want to change, I can change the port number. Whatever port you can keep it, you can keep it up to from 100 to from 100 to 32,600 uh, 767 IP address. You can, you port number you can set it, sir, the value. But mostly we will use 4 digits, sir. Most of the cases I verified 4 digit, 4 digit port number. You can change the port number. And if you want to change the port number only for specific port, specific IP address, so if I'm getting connection from this IP address, if I wanted to use different port number, you can also change that port number. Mostly we won't do that stuff, but again there is a chance you may also get, but till now I not get that opportunity, sir. But in case if someone is coming to you and asking that, hey, I am my connectivity from this IP address, I want to use different port number when I'm trying to connect. In that case, you can go and change the IP address, and you can also go and add the port number. But no need, sir. Once you change any configuration, you need to restart the SQL services. You need to restart the SQL services, and this is how you will check the port number. And a simple technique, sir. I will show you how to get the port number from the SQL error log. From SQL error log also, you can get the port number. You can get the port number easily, sir. Someone may ask you how you will get the listening SQL server port number. From which port number SQL is listening? See, sir, 1433, and UDP port number is 1434. 1434 UDP port number, SQL browser port number. Actual SQL port number is 1434. Sorry, 1433. So this is
Sir,
about
restarting
basic.
SQL Server.
Yes.
Sorry, sir. Sorry for it.
No, 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 no problem.
Restarting
Yes.
restarting SQL Server is also a downtime activity.
Yes. Purely downtime activity. Purely, sir. Okay. You should
Yeah.
not restart the server. You should not restart SQL. You should not make any changes until you got approval from application team. And make a
Okay.
note down, you should not shut down the servers.
Okay.
Okay, sir. That's it for today because it's almost late for you and been Sunday. Okay, let's stop here, and tomorrow we'll continue the actual parts.
No,
Tomorrow
different port
onwards.
number. Yeah, so
Yeah.
1433 is for default and 1434 for UDP. So if at all we wanted to change that, what is the port number we can give it up to? Like 65,000 we can give it? Any
Which
number
SQL Server?
randomly.
SQL Server port
Yeah,
number.
yeah.
You can, yes, sir. 32,600 and some. Mostly we never
No,
use that much. Okay. Okay.
yeah,
Mostly what we will do, right? In one project, sir. Basically, in one project, all SQL Server will listen one with one only one port number. Because
yeah,
if assume this is one instance, this is one more instance. If you are using different port number for this, if you are using different port number for this, Windows team will get confused, right? Which port number they
yeah,
need to allow. So we will use one common port number for all our SQL in one project.
yeah. If at all we change that, we need to enable that file for the specific port and that stuff is there, right?
Yes, firewall, sir.
You
Yes,
enable for
yes,
1453 something.
yes, sir.
So there we'll
Firewall.
have to enable that allow this specific port and
Yes, here we
That
will
stuff
allow,
is,
sir, inbound outbound rules. In under inbound outbound rules, they will allow the port number if you change it.
yeah. No, there was one interviewer asked me, so can we change the port number? I said yes, and
Yes, sir. Yes.
if we change that port number, what are the dependencies we'll have to update? So this one and
Connection string, connection string,
connection string and Windows
connection
firewall.
string. Yes, firewalls, connection string. Okay, along with I'm not we are not sure right how many connection string they are maintaining. In all
Yeah, yeah.
connection string, they need to update the port number. Basically, we will change at the installation itself, sir. Later on in future going forward, mostly we never change. Suddenly if something happen, then only we'll look into.
Yeah, so except these ports, right? Like 5022 is for mirroring, and those ports we don't touch actually, right?
No, you can also change the mirroring port number, always on port number. We should not basically as a best practice, you should not use the default port number, but still we are using.
Okay.
That is up to up to our project.
No, that was the question actually. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, we can change, sir. We can change it.
Okay, thanks.
I will show you how to change the port number for mirroring, how to change the port number for always on. No worries. Good. Questions? So everyone try to install the SQL Server on your local laptop, sir. Okay. Tomorrow onwards, we are going for more important concepts which will drive your SQL base so strong. Okay. And please sorry, let me stop.